You can see the world the way it really is. Always.
What's up, guys? We are out here. We're under contract on a lot to build. Bull! We're gonna build a shipping container house. Finally. I think. So we're out here walking the lot. We have not actually physically been here yet. So we're in for a treat. All of you guys are in for a treat today. We're gonna try and find all the stakes. It's about an acre. As you can, 5 acres. It's 5 acres. You can see the driveway. There's our trucks way out there in the hole. This is what happens out here in the middle of nowhere. 2 cousins get lost in the woods. They gotta stay warm. Sorry about that. Maybe we'll edit that out.
Or no.
Or no.
This is what you get.
This is what you get. All right, so this is 5 acres of fine Colorado living right here. There's a house right there, by the way.
A very nice one.
Yes. So that's probably their pedestal. You think? That's pretty close to them. Well, that's probably pulled out for both of us. We're gonna figure all this out. 5 acre lot. We're looking to do a nice 2-bedroom, 1-bath shipping container home. We actually have to walk it to find staking. We got to find the boundaries. We got to figure out where the building envelope's going to be.
The nook.
We got to figure out a lot of things. We got to do septic and well. So we need to have someone come out and test for our soils, and we're going to test for leach field areas for the septic system. And then we have to figure out how far we got to pull this power in. I'm trying to figure that out right now, actually, because there's a pedestal back there. We have overhead power. So where's our power drop? It says it's at the property, which is my guess is way over there.
I don't know.
But I didn't see a pedestal when I walked up. So we'll have to figure that out.
Unless this is it.
It could be. This could be teed off from that house here to ours. There is, you can see a belly right here. Dropped in, so it's very possible that's ours. Anyway, this is the stuff you get to do when you actually explore a lot for building. So we're gonna walk this lot, we're gonna figure all that stuff out, and then part 2 of this special treat is there's another property that has our eye, and it's actually an unfinished, unpermitted cabin that was started construction, I believe, about 2 years ago. And it's priced just for the land. So it's actually about 10 minutes from this lot. We're gonna go look at that one as well as a possible second project for us to do right out here in this beautiful area outside Fairplay.
Yeah.
Did you see a number on that?
Yeah, it's 570329 or something like that. That's all it said on there. So it's not like the address.
All right, so we're gonna figure that out. Okay, so you heard me right. We are gearing up to build a shipping container home on this lot. But first things first, we got to come out to the lot. During contract period, you need to do your due diligence, and you're going to have lots of documents and paperwork to go through, even for raw land, before you purchase it. And in the first 7 to 10 days, you want to not only look at the property if you haven't already, and walk it as we're doing here. We're locating Get your walking stick. Certain things that we need to find out about, such as where power has been dropped on the lot, if it has at all. If it's got city sewer and water, you need to investigate to see if there's taps available and what the cost is. On this particular lot, there's not, so we're going to be doing septic and well. We're also walking to make sure that we don't have any random easements that are running to the property that we need to take care of. Is there any underlying water rights that there may or may not be transferred with? All the paperwork is being looked at, HOA documents, so forth, regardless of the type of build that you're doing. And you want to make sure that everything's intact, preferably before you go out to the lot and look at it and walk it. And you want to have a pretty good idea of the lot boundaries before you get there as well. So when you're out there locating your property marks, if there are any, you're already kind of oriented per the lot map, the plot map, whatever you have that you're looking at, survey, ILC, so forth, And what you're trying to do is gather as much information as possible to make sure what you're under contract with is what you think you're buying, and there's nothing else that's going to stand in the way of you being able to construct or build what you're looking to build. Especially if you're going to be doing alternative construction like we are. There are other caveats to building shipping container homes. Some building departments don't even allow them still, which is goofy to me, but we want to make sure that we have that information in place.
Average man.
What? How tall is the average man?
5'9". 5'9.5". I'm 5'2".
Worldwide or in the United States?
World.
Okay.
Which means I'm either the tallest of the short people or I'm the shortest of the tall people.
Nope, you're the tallest of the short people.
That makes me king.
It's better. All right, Evan's marking this off. We think we found an area for the envelope of the building. So we basically have 3 containers going in. And they're 40 feet by 8 feet.
That's about it right there.
We're doing high cubes. That doesn't really matter for this, but that's our distance at 40 feet approximately wide. And then we're gonna be 3 containers deep from there. So this is the front.
Yeah, I think we can even make the front a little closer.
Okay. So 24-ish feet outside to outside from there back in here.
Mitigation.
And there we have a just very, very, very minimal fell for tree. All of these aspens are very, very small. Don't worry, aspens are weeds. There's a lot of them. And it's a family. Although here's the trick with these. Cutting down aspens with the root structure, that's where you have to go in and get an arborist, and we have to kind of dictate what we're going to do. You can't just go in and start cutting them, because we could literally start killing off an entire family.
Yeah, you can kill off a certain tree.
Yeah.
And then you end up killing
All of them, because it's a giant root system. That's shallow root, but they're all together.
So you got to figure out what are the parent trees.
What are the parent trees, and how do you sustain the rest of them? Because we don't want to like cut them down and then have this entire area of scenery gone.
What you want.
Okay, so to recap, what we're doing right here is Evan was actually walking off an area that's going to be approximately the dimension of our structure, which is 3 containers. And shipping containers, typical size on the bigger ones are 40 feet by 8 feet, and those are outside dimensions. And so we're walking off an area that would approximately fit that container structure, and we're dictating what's called a building envelope, which is basically the area of we're going to actually construct the property. Now, a lot of times you got to be careful. There are setbacks, easements, locations, and dictations based on that of where you can put a structure. And you want to make sure that you're not just walking around picking or dictating any old area if there are regulations as to where you can build. Even on a lot as big as this, which is about 5 acres, there can be areas that are designated non-buildable. Or in some cases, depending on soil conditions in certain areas of a lot this size, you could have better soil conditions on one part of the property and poor soil conditions on a different part of the property, not just for structure and foundation, but also for well and septic. And depending on how far of a run you're going to make for your water lines, your filtration lines for your septic or your well, you may not want to set it too far away from the better soil conditions, because then you're going to start having problems or infrastructure costs that are insurmountable. So you have to kind of take all of that into account when you're determining a spot you want to build on a property, especially one this large.
In here and do all that.
Yep.
Right? Once we get all that done.
Yep.
And then we can leave all the pine. That should be a good enough distance for the back. Yeah, man. That seems pretty simple. We just have to get rid of some trees.
Yeah. This, I mean, okay, you need a driveway. That's a piece of cake. It's already basically cleared out.
I mean, yeah.
We just get a bobcat in here and throw down some gray breeze. We're done.
100%. Fucking pea gravel, crushed
$3,000. We're done. Drive in. Now, we got to make it big enough where you can get in it. I mean, I guess you can back out of here.
There is literally 30 feet as a trailhead.
Yeah, on the other side of the road right there.
Is a fucking trailhead. We drove past $800,000 homes.
Yeah.
And you have this cabin that's been started tucked in the woods, and it's $98,000. Now, we need well.
I mean, well,
We need
septic,
septic.
and obviously a little infrastructure to get here. We got to get power to it. So let's figure out, where is there power? I don't see any overhead lines.
They said they had power, right?
It said power.
All right,
Let's go that way, up and around there. I'm excited. I'm excited, but I don't want to get too excited because I want to get disappointed. I'm going to walk in and go, God damn it. This is why. And I feel like we could give them less. I feel like they take almost anything at this point. Shh.
all right. We'll have the deck to a tree.
That's not going to work. Okay, but that's okay. That's okay.
We have concrete caissons. They don't look.
These are big caissons too. These are 18 inchers, Ran. I mean, we've got plenty of.
It looks like.
Well, I don't know how deep they went. Up here, we need 4 feet. I'm assuming if they went that big, they went deep enough. I don't know.
Look at all the fucking lumber. I see they're running.
All right, so let me catch you up on what we're doing now. You can see we've switched gears from the 5-acre lot where we're building the shipping container. So down the road in a different subdivision, it's about a 15-minute drive from the first lot we were at. There is a structure on about a 1-acre lot that has been built. And this is what we're looking at right now. This structure is not completed, and permits were never pulled on the structure either. So the people that own the lot are in a little bit of a predicament because as of right now, they're about, I would say, 60% of the way done with this 600 square foot cabin. There's a lot of minor issues that we saw as we walked through this, and a few more major ones, and that's more on the building department and permitting side. We walked through to see all the things that were done wrong, but the biggest caveat on this right now is the fact that there were no permits pulled to build this structure. So in best case scenario, we would have to, if we purchased this, go back to the building department and pull what's called an as-built permit. Now, the as-built permit will allow us to open a permit for construction on this property, and then we would have to open up anything that hasn't been inspected yet that the building department would need to see. Meaning if electrical, plumbing, HVAC was run in here, which it has not been, but if it was, we would have to open up walls to let the building department inspect those items. So some construction would have to be basically reversed in order for everybody to look at it. Now, other things that were done improperly had to do with stair code not being adequate for what is needed per building per 2018 IRC. Stair treads weren't wide enough. Rise run on some of that was a little awkward. There was a lot of structure that was incomplete. There was a lot of framing that was incorrect. Long story short, we had a lot of corrections to make, but the biggest caveat that we have to figure out is, will the building department allow us to pull an as-built permit to continue working on the home without tearing the entire thing down and starting over? And that's what we're going to look to try and figure out once somebody gets back to us from this building department.
It's definitely weathered. I mean, it's only, and we got,
I mean,
we're going to go inside and see what happened with, because what I saw in the pictures in the video was a bunch of holes on the inside of the property. They're trying to finish it, and they started punching holes in their own work. Whoa. Okay, they've started over on something, on some of this railing. That, I mean, something weird. Let's go to these stairs, because the video made them look really old.
right?
And this is supposedly 2 years old construction. I don't know.
Do not enter.
Probably because it's not safe.
I mean, yeah, this isn't.
We could probably get in
look
down
at
there.
this. Look at this.
I'm walking up this. She went up it.
She went up it.
Just wanna.
You want me to hold the camera?
I think because the deck is questionable,
Well, there's no railing.
right? They don't want anybody up here.
Use liability. We're not going to sue anybody.
Yeah, but with this, I don't know where the actual boards went. I'm gonna have to look at this. See what we got here.
This is the only way you can get upstairs.
Yeah, as of right now.
But right now.
It's a little sketchy.
Okay.
Just step where I clear. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Fall. It's not dead.
Push harder! Push! All All right, we're going in.
It's fucking small.
Woo! Yeah, it is. This is the lower level. It's a little guy.
Say it's not 400,000.
It's a little guy.
Because you got to imagine putting stairs in here.
Spiral staircase, only way.
Only way. And that is going to be. They had a cutout for it. It's right there.
Yeah.
So yeah, this
And
is.
we'll have to go. We'll go back out and walk up there and get in there. But
This is tinier than I
it's
thought.
this is a shed. Now I understand why she says it's a shed. But I'm confused. That's the edge? I feel like we walked on the outside longer than that, but maybe not. Like that
No,
that
because
dimension
the edge,
seems
because
further.
It's dug out.
Huh.
So.
All right.
Deck.
Yeah.
The structure.
But but the deck is structure.
Stop it.
Well, I play one on TV. All right, I'm gonna get to the end of this door here. That one's locked. I have to go back down anyway.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the planking alone has to be redone. We've got, assuming the rest of this is uncovered, shit up here. Get my hand in here. I mean,
Again, it's like when we flipped houses.
yeah,
It's not going to be perfect, but that's why it's cheap.
right.
If it was all fixed, we couldn't afford it.
Well, no,
It'd be
exactly.
400
Yeah,
grand.
you know you've got interior and exterior work to do, even just to finish it, but on top of that to fix.
Yeah.
All right, now we have a path out. So, I mean, not much about this has been framed correctly. I'm just going to be the Debbie Downer in that category. This entire floor needs to be reframed.
Okay, so when assessing a project such as this, where there is a structure that has been built on some level, but there's no permits pulled, and assuming you can get an as-built permit, you want to be able to assess the structure to see what can stay, what can go, and you're basically doing the same thing you would be if you're walking through a project that's going to be a flip, and you're trying to determine what's wrong, what can stay, and what needs to be done in order to complete this project, get all of your inspections signed off, and have a CO or a final inspection and ready to sell or put back on market. If you don't have the ability to assess structure, mechanical, electrical, plumbing, those things, then you need to bring in contractors that can do that for you, engineers that can do that for you, and walk the project with them, not only talking about what you want to do, but also what needs to be done, so you can go back in and sit in front of your spreadsheet and plug in these numbers to determine, is this project viable? And again, this is one of those projects where there's money to be made and there's a very viable ARV based on the comps in the area in a great location, but you're almost in a 50-50 situation where is it worth it to try and continue to work on this structure, assuming we can get the necessary permits, or is it going to be a better idea to tear this thing down and build something brand new? Or do you just decide that you're going to walk away from the project because the numbers and the time don't make sense? Evan and I are looking at this project for two reasons. One, it's not that far away from our shipping container build in the other subdivision, but we assumed and thought on paper it would be a much quicker project that we could almost get done before all of our containers get fabricated and dropped onto site for us to complete. Once we got on this project and on this lot, that was not the case, and it appeared very quickly to us that this is going to be a bigger project and take more time than we anticipated. So we need to determine then, is it worth us to actually take a harder look at this project, or are we done using our time, I'm not going to say wasting, but using our time on this project to then go and move on and look for something else?
You know, and if you put a bed, you know, this fucking thing is killing me.
That was dumb.
Jesus.
That was not thinking through.
Fucking come upstairs.
Okay, guys, there you go. Basically, two completely different projects, but another lesson in how to use your time and money wisely. And if you see something that kind of rolls into a situation like this, where there's possibly two projects, where you could kill two birds with one stone, it's a good idea to evaluate them and kind of figure out if this is going to work. So that's basically what we're up against. Project 1 is the shipping container called the Nook. Keep an eye out for more videos on that one for sure as we get going. We'll definitely be doing a whole documentation series on the building of the Nook itself. And stay tuned to see if we can figure out this Hansel and Gretel cabin in the middle of nowhere and see if we can make it work or if we're just going to walk away from it. That's it, guys. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on the way out if you like the video. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you're not already subscribed to our channel. And don't forget the podcast on all audio platforms and right here on the YouTube channel. Help us out. Go to builtbybaileys.com. Grab your merch and help us continue with the podcast and the YouTube videos as we continue to pump out information and great stuff for you guys. Appreciate all the support. Thanks again, and we'll catch you on the next one. Don't forget, keep building.
Already sweeping and digging. It's a long driveway.
Hey, I'm on vacation every single day because I love my occupation.
Wow. It's a 2-mile hike just to get to the lot. Oh, I should have brought my sunglasses. Woo!
Man, anticipation.
Woo! It's bright.
Ooh,
That echoes a lot.